Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Tuesday, the 18th of March. And it definitely was not a turnaround Tuesday today as the market followed through for the first time, two big back-to-back follow-through days in about a month. So very good sign for the bulls, not a good sign for the bears. And the hits just keep on coming. A lot of our stocks did great today. Let's take a look at some of those, a few new ones. You take a look at the Adept stock since it blew out in September is where we began following it. This stock has run steadily. But in the last couple of months, it had gone sideways for about 8 or 9 weeks, maybe more. And at this point, today was a very key day as it popped from 1715 to 2027. It closed 2003 up 272. That was nearly 16% on nearly 800,000. The second best volume since about, well, let's say in the last 5 weeks. So with the breakout across key resistance, I'm now looking for Adept to make it up towards the high 20s. Let's call 28 my swing trade target. ARWR, another good one. It continues to do well for us. Ever since it ran up in the August-September period, the stock has continued to run. And you can see now the stock, after forming a little wedge in here, broke out today with a pop of $1.44, 6.35%. More than 1.75 million traded today. And that was after 5 consecutive down days. So perhaps we turn the corner. What we're going to need is a follow-through to take out the 10-day, and then a retest of the highs up and around the 2680, 27 zone, with a high of 2763 being the objective. If we get through that, I can see 30 plus an arrowhead. BGMD had a pretty big day. That's BG Medicine. You can see the big explosive move in December. It took it from literally 55 cents all the way up to $1.70, tripling it. And then the pullback, and then a multi-month coil. Well, today it jumped from 146 to 187, closed 2 cents off the high at 44 cents. 31% gain on 9.25 million, 9.3 million to be exact. The second biggest volume in 3 months. So breakout volume, perhaps. Next target, something up around 215 to 25 zone. You get through that, I'm looking for 310. Dang. Well, a very successful swing trade for us when it broke out here, and then 5 consecutive days up before the pullback for a week and a half, flagging, holding the gap and support at the prior highs. Today it jumped from 1580 to 1694, closed at the high for the day going away, up $1.04, 6.5%. Volume increased slightly at 4.4 million, but I'm thinking the stock is going to make a run at the 21-22 zone, something like that, on a measured move and on the swing trade basis. FF had a monster move on a blowout earnings report, taking out everything. The long-term chart shows it's a beautiful channel, I should say, and a rising channel that could take it up towards the 22 range, short term, maybe more. But look for some kind of follow-through. FLML, an old favorite biotech of mine from years and years ago, has finally woken up and is moving with some authority. After a 2-month consolidation coil that resulted in a low volume ebb right here a 3 days ago. It popped yesterday, and today followed through with $205 or 18.4%. Nearly 700,000 traded, the biggest volume on an update all year in 6 months or so. And looking back at the overall pattern, if we can get to the top of this channel, perhaps we have a new angle of ascent in play, which my estimates would tell me we get this up around the 17-18 zone. That would be my next target. GTAT continues on our hot list. After the breakout in February in around the 11-12 zone, I've seen it run up towards 1851, a new multi-year high today. As a matter of fact, it's the highest level on this stock since the IPO days, and that's when it reached 17. But today was a new all-time high, having reached the 1851 level. Now backed off to 1824, but it's still up $1.09 or 6.3% on very strong volume of 15.5 million. If we can punch through and continue through, I would not be surprised to see 21.5, 22 short term. Rising Pharmaceuticals, like in the case of Arrowhead and a few others, beautiful rising channel in play. Recent channel here shows a beginning of maybe a move that could take it through the mid channel and towards the top of the channel in the 2021 range. But for now, my short-term target is 17, 17.5, and then let's call it 20. Today up 79 cents or 5.7% on 2.5 million. IDIX finally broke out of this coil that it's been in for a couple months. Today it popped 61 cents or 8.5%. Volume was 2.5 million. Best volume on an update since back in January, late January, early February. So top of the channel beckons, lateral price resistance does initially. That's going to be about the 930 range, my near-term target, followed by secondary target 11. Idera, and we put out a swing on that today. Idera as well, a swing, as the stock broke out of the wedge, popped on 7.6 million, 53 cents or 8.75%, and it's probably broken clean out of this little coil. So we'll take a look at that now as a possibility of running up towards $9. Maxwell, after the big run up 2 weeks ago and then another couple weeks of consolidation, it appears that the flag or coil, whatever you want to call it, there was broken. That's more like the pattern in my mind. Popped up, flagged, and broke out today, up another $1.26 or 9%, let's call it. 1.9 million, the best volume in 2 weeks. I'm looking for 20 and a half on the next move up. Oculus with 2 consecutive big days. Yesterday breaking out, today gapping up, running through resistance. The next target will be a test of the spike high from December 4th that reached 721. Stay tuned on that one. OPXA. Nice move, a pop of 28 cents at 15% on 4.75 million shares. The biggest volume all year since way back in August. But it broke through 3 months of resistance trading range. Looking for a move to test the 250-55 zone short term. Get through that, you can really run some. PVA, a very, very strong looking junior oil and a very solid rising channel. Came right off support price, trend line, and moving average support to pop 212 or almost 15.6%. 8.8 million, the biggest volume since September on this stock that it broke out. So looking now for a stock to get to the 1920 zone. Techmira, after coming down for 4 days pretty hard, held the 21-day moving average and the trend line and bounced 250 or 10% today on the best volume in 3 sessions. So let's see if we follow through that one. We make it to the top of the channel. This could very well be a $35 stock. UNIS, you can see how it popped 3 days ago, consolidated for a day, and started to move again. Now today's high at 529 was within 1 penny of the 530 high of January 21st. Through this level, I'm expecting to see 6.25 and then 7.5. VNet popped out of a wedge today, a little bit of a breakaway gap, traded 3 million, was up 10.7% or $2.97. Looking at the long-term chart, you'll see this is new all-time high territory. And I'm expecting now a little bit further upside, about 33 short-term, and then we'll see what we get beyond that. But it could be trending towards the mid-30s. And finally, XGTI, after coming down and exploding 3 weeks ago, it pulled back for a couple weeks, held right on the support, and today spurted from 263 to 385 and closed 346, up 77 cents, or nearly 29%, more than 6.1 million, or around 6.1 million traded. It's at minor resistance. You get through here, expect to test the spike high up around the $5 level. That's my near-term target. Boy, there's a lot of good-looking charts, and I believe you when I tell you I cut out half of them just to do this report. HB out for now. Speak to you in the trading room tomorrow, and good night, everyone.